We're with Craig Wells now from Quelfire. Craig, thanks very much for inviting us in. This is your second year at FIREX. What's encouraged you to come back?
It is, yeah. Well, FIREX is really the only exhibition that brings together interested parties in passive fire protection from all levels of the supply chain. So we had a very successful show last year. We made contact with many different parties, both from the owners of buildings, architects, consultants, and then contractors, specialist contractors, right through the supply chain. So we're here again to reinforce our position as a leading supplier of passive fire protection products in the industry.
Maybe start by telling us a little bit more about the company and some of the growth that you've experienced this year.
Sure. So Quelfire is a company that's been established for over 40 years now. We have invested significantly in the last few years in both products and the scope of the testing of the products, and also within key staff from both within the industry and without the industry. So we are increasingly becoming recognised as a leading supplier of passive fire protection products, and perhaps one of the most important elements of what we do is that we have staff available to talk to prospects, talk to interested parties, which is becoming increasingly a challenge in the industry. People need that technical support, and we are in that position to support it. So in terms of growth, in the last 5 years we've quadrupled turnover, and we're increasingly being recognised. So we're here to shout about that, really.
And expanding internationally as well in the same time, in the same breath.
Sure, yes. We do a little bit into international markets at the moment. We are in a position to spread further overseas, with many of our core products being tested to European standards, which are obviously recognised in Europe and further apart. And many of the products indeed are CE Mark too, which is internationally recognised too.
Big question, who are you hoping to meet here this year at FIREX? Which customers are you looking to make those contacts with?
Sure, so as I alluded to earlier, we're really interested in talking to anybody with an interest in passive fire protection. So we're increasingly working with specialist fire stopping contractors, but at the same time we work very closely with architects, consultants, main contractors, and indeed risk assessors, building inspectors. So really anybody that's involved in the passive fire protection industry, we're here to educate as a minimum. Which is probably one of the reasons why our CPD is so popular, because we're trying to increase that awareness of the need for passive fire protection and tested, certified solutions, and the solutions that are available.
So if I was to walk in today as a potential customer, how would you support my needs, and what services do you provide?
Sure, so firstly we'd be obviously identifying exactly who you are and what your requirements are, and if you're a contractor then we'd be very much looking at the products and no doubt be interested in prices, but we also offer that product training, technical support. If you're an architect and you just want a general knowledge of passive fire protection, then we'd be talking about potentially booking in a CPD, but then perhaps getting down to the nitty-gritty of some challenges you're being faced with on a project today, so we can come up with a tailor-made solution if a off-the-shelf solution doesn't exist.
Okay, well, talking of getting down to the nitty-gritty, always good to have a look at what products you've got in your range and in your line. So, yeah, what do you want to showcase this year?
Sure. So we're really here demonstrating the Quelstop fire stop system, which consists of a core range of products which has been extensively tested, has a very large scope. So in brief, the system consists of the fire stop bat. It consists of the Quell Coil continuous inch-wrap, and then a range of sealants. So we've carried out extensive testing for standard common installation details, but we've also carried out quite extensive testing of some less common and potentially problematic details. So we're looking here today at a cluster of pipes where we have a very unique detail where the collar is fixed with what we call a pigtail screw fixing, and this is a real new concept, and it's the industry is taking to this. They're very, very interested in it.
And what does that do? The pig coil?
The pigtail screw.
Yeah, the pigtail
okay.
Screw, yeah.
So the pigtail
looks
screw
exactly like a pigtail, actually.
Yes, well, when they're removed, they look even more so, actually. Yeah. But essentially, it's just a type of fixing, but it's not a conventional fixing you might see with a plasterboard wall or with a concrete floor. So that's just one of the details. So we're all about finding solutions for common problems.
Good stuff. Well, listen, Craig, we hope you have a great couple of days here. We hope it goes successful for you and the team here at Quelfire. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.